Hello, this is Ray Edwards once again from learncopy.com and webcopywriting.com with another installment of copywriting tips and tricks. We're going to be looking at the secrets of what I call value-added copywriting. Now, I know a preacher who can burn any pulpit down within an hour. His sermons cause the greatest stirs and responses in his audience, and he really can keep his congregation awake. But there is only one tiny little problem. You ask many of his listeners what they think about his sermons, and they'll quickly respond with only words of acclamation. Follow that with questions, with a request. Follow that question with a request about what the sermon was all about, and you're met with only blank stares. They knew that the sermon was great, but they simply cannot recall what they learned. So this reminds me of the popular selling tenet referred to as selling the sizzle and not the steak. In other words, you build enthusiasm and curiosity about your product without giving away too much. You let them hear it, smell it, imagine it, but never taste it until they buy. I find, however, that when you are selling high-ticket items, because you are asking for a higher level of commitment from the prospect, you have to give something in order to get something back. So you have to give some steak along with the sizzle. And this is what we commonly refer to as value-added copywriting. I use some of this myself at my website at webcopywriting.com to sell my copywriting service. For right there in the sales letter itself are some tips and ideas on how to sell to prospects online. So the reader gains some value from reading the letter even before he or she uses my services. But this free information also serves a few other purposes. For example, number one, it would help to establish goodwill with a potential client. You see, my willingness to share this information shows that I'm not stingy and helps to develop a relationship with the reader. So even if the prospect doesn't use my service, he walks away with something. Number two, it helps to establish my credibility. This is an opportunity for me to show that I know what I'm about and have the qualification to help the reader's business. Number three, it serves as a teaser. It's obvious that I'm not saying everything that I know and that there's a lot more where that came from. In other words, if I'm willing to give away this information, I must have a lot more secrets up my sleeve. Number four, it lowers the sales resistance of the reader because I'm in the giving rather than the taking mode. There is really no argument against someone who is giving you something for free. Number five, it provides a natural incentive for the prospect to read your entire sales letter. Any device that encourages readership would also improve sales, especially with longer sales copy. It will be therefore helpful if you can provide your prospects with useful information in your sales literature. This may be in the form of a free report, an email course, or case studies. Once this information is useful and not seen as an overt sales piece, then this should lead to an easy conversion of a new customer. So this technique of value-added copywriting works very well in service-type industries. There are many services where the professional can reveal a lot without fear of losing his value to the customer. This often occurs because even though someone may know how to perform a task, the job may be sufficiently difficult or unpleasant that it may be better left to the professionals. A quick example comes to my mind. I know how to do simple maintenance work on my vehicle, but I prefer to pay to have someone do this. I'll happily read all the available literature from my mechanic about how a mechanical repair should be done. But the fact that my mechanic made this literature available to me gives me confidence in his performance of a great job. So in the same way, a lawyer may want to provide information on how to fill easy legal forms, while a plumber may provide information on performing simple repairs around the home. When a prospect reads this helpful information and they need further expert attention, they would then easily think of that lawyer or a plumber. Now, because the public today is bombarded with so many advertisers' message, the usual sales talk is having less impact. With the advent of online advertising, where it is easier and cheaper to get your message before thousands of eyes, your sales message must have a lot more bite than its back, a lot more steak where only sizzle used to be. So after listening to your sizzling message, your market congregation will need to recall more than the enthusiasm of your delivery. They must be able to recall enough value to want the whole shebang from you.